Happy Tuesday and good morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mackenzie Lake here with a look at our full Tuesday forecast. We have a lot to unpack here, so let's get right into it. It's weather whiplash as we head through the work week. First things first, we're focused on this PDS, or particularly dangerous situation, issued by the National Weather Service for our Tuesday. So we're still projecting Santa Ana winds. We're still expecting those extreme fire weather concerns today. Winds will luckily die off by noon. We're expecting all those red flag warnings, high wind warnings to expire, but we'll likely see those being reinstated as we head into our Thursday. That's our next round of Santa Ana winds, but looking to be a lot less impactful. Just moderate winds around 20 to 30 miles an hour. Possibility of some more red flag warnings going into effect, maybe down trees and power lines. Fire safety should be at the very forefront of your mind heading through the work week. We're staying extra dry for the next couple of days with all of these Santa Ana winds, but you can see here as we head into the extended forecast, a full 180. Low pressure moves in, that causes instability in the atmosphere, and that brings about a 40 to 50% chance of rainfall heading into our Sunday. Before we get into that, we're going to be talking about all of our watches, warnings, and advisories. As I mentioned, red flag warning and red flag conditions in Ventura County today. Low humidity values, we're already seeing those values into the single digits. Some places could drop below 5%, so extremely low humidity today. And then, of course, those wind gusts upwards of 50 to 70 miles an hour. This will be allowed to drop off by 10 o'clock today. Winds have already started to lighten significantly from yesterday. We got reports of 88 mile per hour wind gusts in some of these areas just outside of our coverage zone. We still could see those isolated 100 mile per hour gusts in those high terrain areas. That's something to keep in mind. But the coastline isn't too bad. 28 miles per hour there by 8:30 in the morning, 38 there in Oxnard, Camarillo, and of course some of these areas color coded in red here. That's where we're expecting some of the bigger damage, some of the bigger issues. But as far as those winds, 10:30 in the morning, 26 miles an hour there in Oxnard, only 16 in Ventura, and then by the time we make it to noon, really starting to die down. And then take a look here. Luckily, as we head into our evening, those winds transition to the north and northwest. This is a good sign for the Central Coast. We like that northwesterly push. That's going to cause a little bit of moisture to work into the Central Coast. That means humidity values begin to rise into the overnight hours. Some wind-prone areas, it might be a little bit blustery heading into the evening, but not up to advisory thresholds. And again, this is a good wind pattern that we like to see here. This is going to cause those overnight lows to cool back down into the 20s and 30s for a majority of the region. Maybe even a little bit of fog overnight as well. But now we're talking about our high wind warning here. So until 2 p.m. this afternoon, northeasterly winds. Again, we've seen that easterly push. We know what these Santa Ana winds look like. As I mentioned, isolated 100 mile per hour gusts are possible. Can't rule this out. And then heading into our next 7 days, staying exceptionally dry. So today we have those dangerously low humidity values. We'll likely see them dropping back down again into our Thursday with our next Santa Ana wind event. Again, maybe more red flag warnings and wind warnings in effect there. But then as we head into our weekend, Saturday, Sunday, the chance for rainfall. A few things I want to mention with the chances of rainfall. First things first being temperatures. So full weather whiplash here. Sunny and 76 by Thursday, well above average, but then temperatures tumbling significantly. We're dropping about 20 degrees within a few days. We're back down into about 59 degrees on Saturday, only holding up to 60 degrees on Monday. Another thing I want to talk about is rainfall amounts. As of right now, it's appearing to be about 1/4 of an inch to upwards of 1/2 an inch. So this is really good rainfall rates that we need for the Central Coast. This will finally break us out of these fire weather conditions that we've really been stuck in, that pattern. It'll finally break us out and we'll start to see those drought monitors looking a little bit better. But with these rainfall amounts, we have about a 10 to 20% chance of thunderstorm development. So depending on where those thunderstorms do develop, especially in Ventura and LA County, over any burn scars, we could add another 1/2 an inch of rainfall. And if we get too much rainfall all in one time period or a short period of time, we have the possibility of debris flow and mudslides. Only looking to be about a 10 to 20% chance for right now, but we'll have to keep an eye on this forecast heading into the weekend. We'll keep an eye on where some of the storms might develop, where they're heading, but you'll want to keep an eye on your surroundings into the weekend as well, especially near those burn scar areas. Take a look at temperatures for the entire day here. Most areas back up into the upper 60s and 70s. Practice fire safety, keep an eye on what we're tracking over the next few days, and have a good one.